What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Living Blessed, the podcast. I'm your host, Joevan J. Palmer, and as always, we got amazing people on the podcast sharing transparent and vulnerable moments. I got my good guy, CP.
Hey,
what's up, brother? How you feeling, man?
I'm great, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
I appreciate you coming out, man.
It's amazing to see you.
Oh, man, same here. I ain't seen you since, I ain't been to a homecoming or to Charlotte for real in a minute.
Yeah, I popped out the homecoming for a little bit a few years ago.
Okay.
You know, I had baby girl when she was like little, so
Yeah.
in and out type thing.
Got you, man. So how's life been?
It's been good, man. Definitely super blessed, man.
For sure.
Very grateful, for sure.
Got you, man. So we're gonna jump into it, man. Tell the people about yourself, man. Where you from? All the good jazz, man. We're gonna jump into the pod.
Okay. My name is Carl. I'm 31 years old. I'll be 32 July 27th. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, born and raised. Pretty much lived here my whole life, minus my time at Winston-Salem State, and I lived in San Antonio, Texas for about a year or two.
Really?
After graduation. I moved with Nick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The other day. Wildin'. Beavis and Butthead.
Hey, boy. Where nigga?
He's in Saudi Arabia, bro. Yeah, working.
Dang, that's
like
gotta be
government
dope.
contract.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dope, but it's like, like Muslim country, so it's like real Muslim law, like, can't look at women. That's not your wife type stuff. They still cut your fingers off.
Nick over there struggling.
Yeah, that's how you know him, so you already know. Exactly.
Struggling, I already know. Word, man. So what was it like, man, growing up in Charlotte? 'Cause I lived here for a few years, back in 2000.
Okay, how old were you then?
I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to Garinger for a little bit and then to North Mick.
Okay.
So as a Charlotte native, man, what is it like growing up here?
It was cool, man, because, you had like the Charlotte Hornets and, the Panthers and things like that.
Yeah.
But that was the cool part, like Discovery Place, But like being a kid, it wasn't that much really going on besides like, sports and extracurricular activities through your school and things like that. As far as like citywide things to do, it wasn't a lot of like, like youth programs, just for kids to get into like on weekends and things like that. Okay. So it was kind of boring because, you can't go out or anything like that. So
right.
You just kind of like clicked up with your, with your friends doing kid stuff,
Got you.
Going playing outside.
Makes sense.
Makes
sense. So you're recently married.
Yeah, man. We are 8 days in.
8 days in.
Yeah, man.
How is it?
It's pretty fire, man. It's pretty fire. We've been locked in before, so I feel like nothing's really changed. We made it official, so it's just kind of like we just kind of settling in back to reality. We just got back from our honeymoon like Thursday.
Oh, where'd you go?
We were in Riviera Maya, Mexico.
How was it?
It's about an hour from Cancun. It was fire. It was fire, bro. It was fire. I want to go back.
I don't think I've heard of Riviera before.
Yeah, it's like an hour from Cancun. Okay. Like the airport is in Cancun and like Tulum and stuff. It's like an hour.
So you had to drive an hour minutes. From.
Yes. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was like, yeah. So, but it was worth it, man. Very cool, dope experience.
Okay. So you got baby girl, the wife, and of course you. Yeah. Man, what's like some of the challenges that you've been like foreseeing lately in life?
Ooh. Good question. I would say some of the biggest challenges personally is kind of like the expectations that I put on myself. Okay. It's not necessarily things that wifey says, you need to be doing this and this and this, or it's more like, I don't know, like societal things. Got you. It's a natural feeling for me, but I feel like, you got to protect your family at all costs.
Exactly. And it's being that it's new for you, it's like you got to kind of like reinvent yourself in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I had to peel back a lot of layers and grow a lot through these experiences. Okay. But it's definitely been for the better for me personally. Yeah, for sure. And, if you got to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else, for real. And I've been knowing that to be very true. Extremely.
Oh, for sure. So peeling back these layers, man. Like, what's some of the things you said like, this area of my life is something I gotta change, but it's been like the hardest thing to change forever. Cause like as men, we all got these things like our own like vices. I'm like, yo, I love doing this, or I like this, but
Yeah.
you got somebody who comes in your life like, I like you, but I don't like that about you.
Right. It's definitely, I think for me, just being sarcastic or making sarcastic remarks or
Oh, that's a struggle, bro.
yeah, or being like in the heat of the moment, you know, just trying not to say something like that's gonna hurt your feelings because we arguing instead of just actually listening and, you know, being transparent.
Got you.
So I feel like I've been working on that a lot lately. So me and wife's communication is really good. You know, it's nothing we can't talk about. It might take a day or two, you know, like. And then after that, she'll come and be like, so I ain't like when you did it, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm like, I did that because, well, you know, so we can kind of get into it then. But that's definitely been a challenge
gotcha.
for me personally.
That sarcasm, that's like one of my hardest traits to let go.
Because it's like a trigger almost. Yeah. It's like a reaction. I should say trigger, a
for
reaction.
sure. It's just like that's all you know to do. Because like if you've been sarcastic your whole life, and then
it's like too natural.
It's like
it's kind of scary.
For sure. Absolutely. I just be saying stuff, and they're like, "Why'd you say that?" I'm like, I ain't realize I said it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And then you have like, you know, a whole wife, you know, just like the guy to woman dynamic and ratio is just totally different. Like they're trying to be serious, and we just joking and kiki out, and it's like,
yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah. So what's like outside of that? What's been another challenge you've been going through?
I would say another challenge was probably just, I guess, my expectations for my daughter.
She's how old now?
She's 2. She'll be 3 July 13th.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say just kind of like not putting expectations on her because, you know, I don't know, just looking at a standard timeline, you know, of a child's development, you know, it can kind of like, you know, make you like a little, I don't know, just like open it back, like
like I get it, because like growing having a girl in today's day and age,
it makes you crazy paranoid, man. I be feeling like, you know, I gotta be like Walker Texas Ranger, you know, I have to hit work and you know what I mean? Like, you can find a million things a day that's make you super paranoid, but you know, you just gotta raise her, bro. Be there, keep her close, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Just kind of foster that relationship to where she gets older, she'll want to come to you and talk about, you know, things like that. Yeah.
So as like a new dad, are there any things, like some things from your dad that you're learning about yourself as being a father? Like you're like, dang, my pops did tell me this as a kid.
Boy, everything.
And my daughter's doing this.
everything, bro. Everything. He'll just be. It's like I can find something like every day he told me like, dang, he wasn't lying. From like how much to how fast they grow. You know, I was like, I always say, now I remember why going to church and then used to see that lady every week, and she like, you got so big. And I just seen you last night. It's like kids really grow that fast, man.
Got you.
And it just kind of make you take a step back and it's like just live in the present for real.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, just be there and be present for sure.
Got you. So you had a major surgery a couple years back.
Yeah, it was right before my daughter's first birthday, so it was like 2020, like June 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit, man. Like, what was that experience like? Like, just from the finding of it to the process and all that stuff, like, you know, going through the whole thing.
It was crazy. It happened so fast. I was kind of like in shock for a while.
Really?
Well, number one, this was my first encounter with a doctor for like 3 years. So, brothers, sisters, go to the doctor, please. Daily, not daily, but annual checkup
for sure.
At least, you know. So basically, I got like a tumor on like my right testicle, or whatever. But you know, like I don't check myself every day. I don't examine myself every day. So like I just know like some slight discomfort or whatever. You know, so then like I kind of saw, I was like, you know, like it's kind of like it's larger than my other one, but it wasn't like super obvious.
Yeah.
So you know, I was like, all right, I'm tripping. So like maybe like a couple days go by, and I was like, all right, it got bigger. And so like I'm kind of like freaking out internally, but it's like I was scared to like tell wifey because I'm gonna have to deal with this. And I kind of I did some research, so I wasn't all the way sure what it was. Yeah. But I was probably, I'll say about like 65% sure what it was. And I ended up being right. But when I showed her, like I finally showed her or whatever, and like her jaw just dropped and she was like about to cry. And I was like, I'm going to the doctor in the morning. Like,
don't worry.
I'm going to the morning.
I got an appointment first thing.
But that's how bad it looked. That's how big it had gotten.
Dang.
So it's like, so I went to see a urologist on Thursday. Yeah, I went to see a urologist Thursday morning. And I know dudes are super awkward about, like, and he knew I was too. So, he's an old white dude. And he ended up doing my surgery too. Great guy, great doctor. Dr. Jeremy Slade Hubbard, if you need a urologist in the Charlotte area. He's in Huntersville, actually. But I saw him Thursday. He was like, all right, drop your drawers. I was like, I was just like looking like straight over the ceiling. I'm not making eye contact. Like, no matter what, I'm not doing it. So, but he was like, I did it, and then he was like, oh yeah. He was like, I'm pretty sure this is a tumor.
Dang.
And he said,
so when you hear like, yo, this is a tumor, what's the first thing going through your mind? Cause you said you're like 65%, but now it's like 65 to like 85, 95.
Yeah. I was scared, bro. I was scared because I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like, I just never had surgery before, nothing like that. I knew I couldn't keep going, like that. So, of course, surgery was like, not optional.
Right.
But it was, I guess, so urgent that when I saw him that Thursday, he scheduled my surgery for the following Monday.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like asexual.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang. So like, how long do you think that tumor might have been there before you even noticed it?
That's the scary part, bro. I have no idea, bro.
Really?
And it's like the benefit of having a good woman in your life, fellas. Because I didn't notice, kind of like things in my everyday life where, because my sister-in-law lives with us also. Shout out to Cam. She was noticing things. She was like, Carl coming home right after work and sleeping a lot and not eating. And I was just like, yeah, I'm tired, boom, boom, But I don't know. She just knew something was like off.
Yeah.
She was like, he don't never sleep that much and he always eats. So
something's not right.
Yeah. So she was like, maybe, so she mentioned something to me a few times. I was like, I'm good until, I'm pretty sure that played a part of it because I guess it was like sucking the life out of me, So that shit was crazy, bro. So on Thursday, surgery Monday.
So you having like this experience, so from Thursday to Monday, what's going through your mind? Like, are you sleeping? Or having these racing thoughts? Like, because I know if a doctor tell me, like, yeah, you got,
and it was, I was super anxious, man. I was super anxious. Just because, like, I never had surgery before, and I'm still having to have all these tests, like, all on Friday. So,
Oh, so it was like a Thursday, Friday thing, and then weekend comes, and then Monday you got to have the surgery.
Yeah, because it was like, like Friday they were just taking blood. I had to get a COVID test, I think a few other things, like urine samples, all that stuff. Yeah. And then in that time, I'm also kind of like informing my family also. And, just kind of, getting ready for surgery. But it's just like, the Mr. Krabs meme where he like, that's just how it was, bro. It was like a whirlwind, bro. And it was like, it happened so fast. It's like I was in like shock, low key. It was crazy.
Hey, so prior to that, was it a point where you were like, I don't want to deal with this? I know for me, it's just, I would have been just kind of like it probably took me to a low place.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, bro. For sure. Not to be or like sound selfish or dark or anything, but it's probably, that definitely went through my mind. I was like, probably if it wasn't for my daughter and, my girl, it was like, I might have ignored it some more.
Really?
maybe,
Yeah.
probably.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's just weird when you kind of dealing with something that's unknown, but it like affects your mortality also. You know, I don't know. It's just a first. It's like
the first time you
don't
really
how
don't
to
know what
deal
the
with
old
it.
experience is gonna be
So
like.
it's just kind of like a little like roller coaster. But
Got you.
it's like, hey, I got a daughter. I got to be here for. So it's like I got a family. I got to be here for. So.
Now, are you still like? Can you still have kids after this, or?
So, yes and no. Well, it's like they don't know for sure.
Got you.
So after all this, I was able to get like sperm banking or whatever. So
Okay.
They can take them off ice and do what we got to do. So,
Okay, cool.
But there is a chance I could have them still naturally. They don't know for sure. So
So it's just like if it happens, it happens. But if not, like if you want to have another child, just go to the sperm bank, do the whole process, and
yeah.
okay, well, that's good. Then that's good.
Yeah, for sure. But that was more so. I didn't know how you wanted to structure this thing. But that was more so like my second instance.
Okay.
With having cancer. So the tumor was the first time. So I had the surgery. Everything was good. Your recovery was crazy.
What was recovery like? 'Cause then you probably can't walk.
I couldn't walk because he just made like a pretty big incision. Pretty much like in my. It's like right beside your crotch, but it's down. So he basically said he just like opened it up and like pulled it out. But he said the tumor was so big he had to keep making the incision bigger.
Dang.
I think he said they measured it and it was like 8 centimeters.
I don't know what 8 centimeters look like.
So it's not like huge, but it's huge for that to be one of your balls.
Yeah. So the tumor. So help me understand it. So like this is one of your balls, right?
Yeah.
Is it like
It would
grow
probably
inside
be
of it and then
compared-
expands it, or
Yeah.
it grows around it?
It grew like around it.
So it's like this is your one of your balls,
But it
here,
kinda
and
like-
then it's
Yeah,
like
kind of like over, like yeah.
so this is the like here,
like
and
it
then like
engulfed it.
dang. Did they say what caused it?
That's another scary part. They don't really know what causes it. They just kind of say the biggest markers are like family sometimes, like your hereditary disposition. But how somebody explained it to me was kind of like everybody has the cells or something, but it's certain triggers that, trigger it to occur in some people versus others. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
But basically, anytime I ask questions to my oncologist or anything, they really don't have a definite answer of how anybody gets cancer. So
That's the sucky part about it.
yeah, it's the crazy part, man. So yeah. Sorry, what'd you ask?
The recovery part.
Oh yeah.
recovery. No, that was good though. Like it's good information because, for the men who listening to this, or just for women who listening to this, it's like a thing of like check yourself, because you think we just get in the shower, we wash ourselves, we go about our day, we work, we go home, we do what we do, throughout whatever we do, and it's just we just don't think like, this is something I need to be checking, because like women, they check their breasts, they have the breast exams, but it's like you don't hear conversations like, yo guys, at least your nuts check.
Yeah, as soon as you say it, be like, gay.
Yeah, right. Right.
Pause.
Yeah, all that crazy stuff. But it's like, that's serious. Like, you could have lost your life.
Seriously.
Yeah.
The fact that my surgery was like 3 days.
3 days.
Or like 4 days away from, when
Yeah.
it was discovered says a lot.
So, it says a whole lot. Because typically, like, okay, we'll schedule you like a month out. But they were like, yo, we got to get you an ASAP.
Yeah. Crazy. But back to the recovery. The recovery was pretty trash because, like you said, I couldn't walk. So basically, I got up the stairs and I pretty much stayed there for a few days. They gave me like perks for pain meds and stool softeners. So that's why you shouldn't take perks for fun, which is crazy that people do that. That's wild. Yeah. But that was wild because it's like it'll, like rock you. Yeah. So that was crazy because like I couldn't really, move around too much. So I was just like drinking water. In the bed all day.
So you just pretty much in the bed 24/7.
Yeah, I was kind of moving around a little bit, but definitely probably for like the first 4 or 5 days, I wasn't really mobile. Like I couldn't even put my underwear on by myself.
You got something post on Facebook, dang.
Yeah. So it's like, it's like small things you take for granted. You don't think, even after having the surgery, I was like, oh, I can bend. Nah, it was like none of that. None of that. But I definitely appreciate the outpouring of love at that time. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people showed me love, kind words, shout out to the good brothers of the Delta Chi chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Definitely
Absolutely.
looked out,
For sure.
helped me and my family. So now I'm tremendously grateful for that. And just other people, like everybody, my
Yeah.
parents, friends, bringing food by, people just, hitting me up, calling me, it was cool, man. It made me feel good.
So now that you're like over this hump of your life, what's the follow up for it now? So like, do you have to? Is it more checkups? How serious are you taking your health now?
I'm taking it super serious now, and so after all of this, the surgery, everything, I have my checkup after that. Like surgery's good,
Yeah.
still showing. So like every checkup I had after this consisted of like a CT scan.
Okay.
But I had to drink like some solution. It's like an iodine
Oh, so they're
concentrate.
trying to see exactly where it goes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's that, and then like blood work, and then so that's one day, and then the next day I just go over the results with my oncologist.
Okay.
So I have the first checkup after, it was good. And then being me, like being me, I'm like, oh, I'm good, bro. That was so rare. Like I'm 30, like I had cancer. Like I'd never get it again, bro. So like I stopped going to my appointments.
Really?
I stopped going to like my next 2 appointments, I think. And they were like 3 months apart.
Okay. What made you want to stop going to them?
My mind, bro, just being like cocky for real. I was like, "It's no way I can get that again, bro. It's no way, bro. Like I'm good, bro. I ain't doing all that shit, bro. I don't feel like doing all that, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired of poker B. I'm tired of doing all that bullshit.
That's
like
a lot,
I'm good,
though.
bro.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm good." So it was like probably like 8 months go by, and like I went back. I was like, all right, like let me just go back. Like I was feeling up fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything that triggered me. Like, hey, just go back. I just kept putting off my appointments, and then the next one came up probably like 8 months later after me putting it off, and then I went, and then same test, the CT scan and the blood work, and then like they called me after the blood work, and I was like, I was just there like 20 minutes ago, and she was like, are you okay? And I was like,
Fine.
sweet nurse lady, work at the front desk. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. She was like, you feeling okay? I was like, yeah, I'm feeling okay.
So your heart dropped.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was like, they've never done this, and I could just tell, like, So they said the physician's assistant's gonna call you in a little bit. So they called me, and we set up like a video conference or whatever. So basically, he showed me where I had an enlarged lymph node in like the back part of my abdomen, right? So he said, based on my history and my previous occurrence with cancer, and I didn't notice, like it's very like deep and intricate, I guess, before they tell you that you got cancer,
Yeah.
So he said it was reviewed by a cancer board where it's like a room, I guess, full of like, I think he said it's like 8 people. It's like oncologists, like radiation specialists, chemotherapy specialists, people kind of just like all of that realm. And they just kind of review everything just to kind of, number one, confirm it is what it is, and go about the best form of treatment. So I guess based on that and the enlarged lymph node in my rear abdomen, they determined that it was like cancer again. Like it came back.
8 months later.
8 months later.
Really?
Yeah, and it wasn't huge at all, and I felt fine. Like they showed me on the X-ray, and it wasn't. The CT scan. It wasn't big. They said it was like, I don't know, like 0.2 centimeters.
Okay.
Like, but it was 0.2 centimeters bigger than it was, the last time, and that's not, something that's gonna grow.
Well, they saw it before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's part of the scan, I guess, the area they scan.
Oh, so it's just kind of like a full body scan in a sense, just kind of just make sure it didn't travel or spread anywhere else.
Right, yeah, because they did, yeah. Because of where I had cancer the first time, they always scan kind of like my pelvis, like abdomen, and then they do like chest just to make sure. So, so they determined that it was cancer again.
So through sorry to cut you off. But
no. I know I can be rambling.
Nah, you good. This is really good because it's very informative. One, for just kind of stay on top of your health, of course, but just two, the fact of you think you good because you had the surgery, they pulled the first tumor out, and you go on about life like, ooh, thank God, I made it.
Ooh, dodging bullets. I dodged
Yeah, I'm
bullets.
still here. And then you think, okay, cool, everything's good. They took the stuff I did, what I need to do on my part, and then you get this inkling and say, yo, go back to the doctor. And through those 8 months, are you feeling any way that you felt when you first had the cancer?
I wasn't, bro. It was nothing noticeable. Like, I barely noticed, the first time me being sleepy.
Right.
Not eating.
I'm just tired.
Right,
Work,
exactly.
pandemic working,
Right, exactly. But definitely second time, no. It was, I never physically felt like I had cancer.
So, words, everybody, cancer can just sneak up on you.
It can definitely sneak up on you, and it's not going to be something like you just wake up and feel, So that's why the importance of checkups and things like that are so important.
Yeah. So they determined that, the lymph node in your abdomen is cancerous.
Yeah.
And what's next?
So they pretty much, so after my surgery, they laid out like 3 forms of care or treatment after this. The first one, because the odds, and that was another reason I stopped going. They told me, numbers wise, it was very rare that I would get it again. But the 3 forms of treatment were monitoring, just like the test I told you about, the scan and the blood work, like every 3 months. I could have done like radiation treatment or chemo just to make sure like I would never ever get cancer again. And I was like, I feel like that was rare. Like, I don't want to do chemo. And, like unnecessarily.
That takes a lot out of you. My grandmother had to do cancer. Had to do chemo because she had stomach cancer. And it took a lot out of her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. So I was like, I did not want to do that, unnecessarily. And, the monitoring is what I chose. So the second time, monitoring is out the window because, this is the second time. So we got to treat the enlarged lymph node, in your rear abdomen. So it was either radiation or chemo.
No surgery.
No surgery, no.
They couldn't.
Because they said it would have been too, because it was like in the rear of my abdomen, they would have had to
really dig in there.
Yeah. And they said it wasn't large enough to kind of warrant like an emergency surgery. So they kind of laid out like what a radiation plan would look like and what a chemotherapy plan would look like. So I chose to go with radiation. Because it wasn't like anything I felt physically. Like the appointments would be so quick, bro. It was weird.
Really? So explain how radiation works, because I don't really know how it works.
So basically, it's just like a huge like laser that targets like where the cancer is. And I guess it just fires like some kind of like I don't know, radiation. Okay. I don't know.
So they just find like the space and they just pretty much aim and just shoot at it. And
yeah, they like drew on my body and everything. So like they can make sure they were applying it to the correct place every time.
Okay.
And so this is where the sperm banking and stuff comes in too. So before I started radiation, they told me to go to the sperm bank because of the radiation, my chances of having kids would be like greatly diminished.
Wow. Because
of my one good testicle I still had, and then the mix, with the radiation lowers your sperm cell count, like.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was funny because they had to, I guess, aim the radiation in my abdomen, and they had to have like a big area. I pretty much had to have like my crotch out like every time.
God, you exposed.
Yeah. But they basically put like my one good nut in like this like metal ball, to protect it from the radiation.
Oh, okay.
So it can kind of like at least try to.
So that had to be kind of uncomfortable though.
Yeah, and it was like heavy but the team was great. Very nice. I was like, of course, awkward as hell the first day.
Yeah.
Like everything, I gotta be all out naked again. I gotta drop my drawers again. But after that probably the first few times, I had to do like 15 treatments.
Okay.
So that was like 3
weekly
weeks.
or?
Yeah, it was Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday? Mm-hmm. So you had the doctor every day?
Every day for 3 weeks, Monday through Friday, yeah.
How you feeling?
The only side effects I really felt was like nausea and diarrhea.
Okay.
Which is kind of trash because sometimes like my stomach would just be like on 1,000. But other than that, I didn't really feel anything else. The appointments were super quick, man, like 5 minutes to like after probably like the first 3, it was just like clockwork. Well, I'm actually on the table getting treatment for 5 minutes. It's everything else, like checking in, checking out, getting dressed, That's taking more time than the actual appointments. Yeah, I had to get 15 treatments. And shit, I've been cancer free since then. So that was like June of last year.
Okay.
So I think like June 9th this year, I'll be cancer free for a year.
For a year. You gotta celebrate that one.
Yeah, for sure.
So you gotta celebrate
for
that
sure,
one whole
man.
year. So during the radiation treatment, are you able to work or?
Yeah, I was working. My job was cool, flexible, so they definitely let me work from home then.
Okay.
And then, working with the doctor too, they were kind of able to schedule my appointments as late as possible. So I was working and then just clocking out early, probably like 3:30 every day when I go get off at 5.
Oh, yeah, so you ain't got to deal with the nausea and stuff throughout the whole day. You had like a morning appointment.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I was working, but they gave me like nausea medication and stuff. So it wasn't terrible. I would probably say like the last 5 treatments was kind of rough, just because the first 10 were like concentrated like on the area, and then the last 5 were more like concentrated towards the tract, because lymph nodes are like the highway of your body, so that's how cancer can travel to different areas through your lymph nodes.
Really?
So that's why. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, man.
So through your lymph nodes is kind of where it starts, and it just kind of just goes where it wants to go. So I want to go to your big toe, I want to go to your kneecap.
Yeah,
it can just go wherever.
So
that's insane.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. So the last 5 treatments were kind of like for like a larger tract of my lymph nodes. So it was kind of like my whole like stomach lining and like down there. So
yeah.
But yeah. See, recovery for that was a little different, because that was more so mostly just fatigue.
Yeah.
And then just like kind of appetite. But I probably felt like myself again. I don't know, it took a while, probably like a couple months. But yeah, man.
Okay. So if you can go back in time.
Yeah.
To probably like a few weeks or a month before you actually discovered the first tumor, what would you possibly try to do different with your health, or just kind of with your lifestyle, whatever it may be?
My lifestyle, I would probably change my diet.
Okay.
Well, I'll need like a little more time before that. But definitely change my diet and go to the doctor regularly if I could, what I should have been doing.
Yeah.
But you young and you still kind of in shape, and you can turn up a lot and still be good the next day at work.
Right.
It gotta give you like this false sense of invincibility.
Yeah.
So those were the biggest things that I would do.
Okay. So
and the biggest things that I do now.
So how often you at the doctor now?
So now my checkups are like every 6 months. So my next one, it's in July. I can't remember what time. I think it's close to my birthday though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So July is the next checkup. Before then, what was the last one? So
it was like January.
January. Okay. Yeah. So they're just going. So now your checks what do your checkups look like now?
Same procedure, scan and blood work, and then the next day go over the results with my oncologist.
Okay. So is this like a lifetime commitment for you, or is it just maybe over like they go from 6 months to a year to like every 2 years or something? Yeah,
exactly. So I was done with radiation June 9th of 21. So I think I had an appointment with my oncologist for a test or a checkup probably like the next week.
Okay.
So we were doing 3 months then. And then like January, he said, because, everything's been looking fine, he was going to move it to 6 months.
Okay.
And then he said probably the next one, if everything looks good, he'll probably, just give me like a clean bill of health to where I won't have to be monitored anymore.
Really?
Yeah, man.
So do you think you would still want to just kind of be monitored maybe every year just to kind of be on the safe side, or just kind of you say, I get a clean bill of health, hey, I'm going to just live life?
I feel like because of my past experience with ignoring the
You know what? Schedule for the next year.
Right, yeah. I think I would probably at least want to do it at least once a year.
Okay.
But I also feel like I have been taking the right steps towards, taking my health seriously. And, I've been feeling good, man. So
Good.
I haven't been scared, that I'm going to be having cancer again, or like paranoid or anything like that.
You got a lot to live for, man.
Yeah.
Daughters too, newlywed.
Yeah, man. So
You still young. How do you know? 30?
I'll be 32 in July.
Oh, yeah. You just got a lot to live for.
Yeah, man. So
what's your big thing that you want to do now? Man, now it's like you're cancer free, you're clear. Like, what's the big thing? Like, are you living life different? Where it's like, I gotta take things a little bit more serious, or I'm gonna live life like there's no tomorrow type like lifestyle. Like, what's going on in your head now?
Well, I've been taking my health a lot more serious. Shout out to Norris Day WSSU. He's also a fellow cancer survivor.
Yeah.
And I saw that he had chemo, so I kind of just hit him up, bro. And I just asked, I saw him working out and like eating clean and stuff. So I just asked like how he got started and what he does, and he pretty much laid out like the blueprint of like everything. And I've been doing that, bro. So he was just like, try to drink a gallon of alkaline or spring water every day. Stay vegetarian mostly if you can. If not, fish or whatever. He was like, get your cardio in, and he was like, drink Top Chef tequila if you go drink. Yeah. So that bottle chef ain't it. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. He explained it. He's like, and I looked it up, bro. It's actually like,
really?
Yeah, most doctors recommend that. Like, if you're gonna drink tequila, I guess. I don't know why. If it got something in it that's in it. I don't know if it's the agave or I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but they said it's the best for you technically.
So no whiskeys, no vodkas.
Yeah, the brown take you down.
Right. That's all I can drink is brown.
Yeah, nah.
Everything else turn me all the way up.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be that guy.
Everybody's different. I'm not,
Yeah, college me.
Yeah, I would not touch tequila in college, bro. It did me so dirty.
Man, what?
It did me so dirty. But yeah, man, just basically changing my diet and lifestyle changes and trying to get back in the gym, workout and stuff.
Okay.
And I feel like that's what's been pretty much, keeping me healthy.
Okay. So what's like your next big thing that you got for yourself? I know just going through this is just, you got to do something big for yourself. You got to.
I don't even know. Honestly, bro, I hadn't even been thinking about it. Just, we just having a lot going on with, the wedding, the honeymoon was fire. I don't know, man. I don't know. I might have a F cancer party. I had one like last year, like for my birthday. But it was like after like a couple weeks after my surgery. I still kind of like limping a little bit. Yeah.
Couldn't really enjoy it like you wanted to. Yeah.
Everybody pulled up though and showed a lot of love. So it was really dope. So I don't know. I might do something like that again.
Okay.
See, I just like, being around some love tonight, B.
Man, CP, man, I didn't know it was 2 times though. So you're a 2-time cancer survivor.
2-time, bro, in less than a year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of extreme.
Yeah, the fact that you just don't know and it just pops back up like that.
Yeah, it popped back
like,
up.
It's like
crazy.
You hit you once, you good, and then again, it's like, yo, you got another thing.
Yep. And I feel like, the moment I was like, oh, I'm good, I'll never do it again. Like,
did you experience like any depression or anything like that?
I guess, yeah. I guess you could say, because I just had moments of thinking, like, I might not be here.
Yeah.
Or it's something I can't control to an extent. It's like something I didn't even know.
Yeah.
It's like now, people are going to be like forced to raise my daughter. Like, it's just kind of like, I just kind of mess with my head. I think that's, a lot of cancer survivors kind of don't talk about that aspect either. I know it's different levels of severity.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, bro, it just kind of mess with your head. Like, I could have died.
Yeah.
More than once. Dang. Just kind of makes you, for me, it just made me want to get right with my health, like even more.
Yeah.
So.
That it's like, do they recommend that you see like a counselor or a therapist, anything like that? Just kind of like throughout the process, or even just after.
I wouldn't. They don't necessarily like recommend it or say it, but they let you know that they have the resources available.
Okay.
If it's something you want to look into, but they don't try to like steer you.
Gotcha. Was that something you took advantage of, or you just kind of like, I'm good?
Not yet, but I'm going to.
Okay.
I need to.
Yeah.
It's
Gotcha.
just, just saying it, you just makes, every time I say it, it makes me realize how real it is. But when I look back at it, it just seems like it was just like such a whirlwind, like it happened so fast.
It did. It spanned 8 months.
Yeah.
You think about it, like right now we're in May. Next week will be June.
Yeah.
Cause I'm thinking like, dang, like it felt like the year just started maybe like a couple weeks ago, and then like you look at it now, we're in June, and for you 8 months, for you it's like the 8 months, like yo, I just had surgery 8 months ago, and then like boom, here we go again. So it's like just time is just moving with or without us, and we just don't know. And just the fact that one, you got to take your health a lot more serious. You probably got to be your precautions a little bit different, and just how you like move, or like are you able to be like around microwaves, like just like. You just gotta be more aware, I guess.
Yeah. So I, of course, like been diving into like super conspiracy theory stuff, but a lot of things kind of just make sense. Definitely, the alkaline water for me or spring water. I could just tell the difference in my body that it makes. It's like my body's pretty much like mucus free. When I'm on that, vegetarian diet and got on the alkaline water a day. But like, like your body needs something, it's not like, I'm like SpongeBob at Sandy House on the inside. Not like that. But, that, and then even talking about like microwaves and like radiation they emit, and a lot of things, man, I think it's just like food based for real, honestly, bro. Like genetically modified stuff, and pesticides getting sprayed on stuff. It all, people trying to if they try to make me sound crazy for talking about this, they're weird. It's like,
it's true.
All those things cancer, especially if they're coupled together with other factors as well, So, I just say I feel a lot better, since I've been
man, it's good, man.
Water kick. I still eat chicken every now and then.
Chicken wing.
I can't. That's gonna be
that's the thing. Hardest thing to give up, man.
I need my wings.
For sure. I feel it. 'Cause I mean, I was vegan for like 6 months, and I was like, damn, man, I go for a good wing right now.
You just went vegan like cold turkey?
Cold turkey for 6 months. Once upon a time. It wasn't that hard. It was only easy because I was working in a group home at the time. Okay. So it was like I can cook my meals. And like the kids are in school, so I work the day shift. So the kids are in school. So it's just like I'm at a house all day. So it's like a kitchen's right there.
You gotta eat what other people eat.
Right. Yeah. So it's like when you at a job, you don't have a kitchen. You got to go either to Bojangles or something like that, whatever's closest, because you probably didn't pack your lunch. So it's just that made it easy for me. Yeah. But once that transition came out, I was like, I'm kind of back to normal. Yeah. So I feel you on that. It's like the vegetarian diet it's not easy at all.
No,
it's not.
It was hard for me to transition because I'm from the South. So I love liver mush with grits.
What?
Eggs and cheese.
What is liver mush?
It is a pork breakfast delicacy.
I've never in my life heard of no liver mush.
Okay, and you heard of scrapple?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like the same thing.
I really don't know what scrapple is. I just heard of it. I don't really know what it is though.
I've
never had it.
Grocery store and like seen like the Nieces country sausage, but it's like a square, like a brick.
Probably.
And it's like gray.
Maybe.
It's basically just like pork roulette, and like in a block. And you just take a slice and like fry it a little bit on the stove top.
Oh, like Spam.
Throw it up with some grits. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh.
But yeah, it's like, like a little more seasoned. It's like a little spicy, but nuts.
Okay.
So all of that stuff, is pretty
So it's pretty. It's like a balance for you now.
Yeah.
It's really just finding balance. Making sure that you just get the gallon in and just like you have a lot of vegetables in your day, whatnot, and just kind of just maintaining and getting checked up.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right, exactly. So that's been doing it.
Yeah, man. Well, man, I'm glad you're still on this side of eternity, my brother.
Hey, me too, for sure.
Two-time cancer survivor, man. That's something to live for, man. appreciate you coming through, man, to share the story for sure.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt, bro. I was talking to Joy. She's like, yo, like, we was like, I was like, yo, I need some.
I need summer out in Vegas, bro.
Oh, well, yeah, for your bachelor joint. Yeah,
Shout out to Joy Holiday, man.
For sure, that's
she
fine.
saved my life one day, man.
Word.
Yeah, I was so cooked. Like, I had the wildest hangover, like.
Why, for your bachelor's?
No.
In school?
Like, in undergrad.
Yeah,
and we took a trip to a football game. It was like CLMC and Crab, and like we rode the bus, and I was just so cooked on the bus, bro. Like, and I was just dead, bro. She brought me like a water and Gatorade. And that
sound about right.
And that just brought me back to life, man.
College nights, boy.
Yeah, it was cool seeing her out there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I was talking to her. I was like, yeah, I need at least one more. Like, my next one, I got Celine coming through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I said, I need one more. She's like, you should call Carl. I said, yo, I just for some reason my mind just couldn't think, yo, who lives in Charlotte?
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't been to Charlotte in a minute, and when you just kind of in your own bubble, in your own space,
right.
You just don't know where everybody's at now. And I was like, yo, who's in Charlotte? She's like, we just talking, and she's like, yo, you should hit up CP. I was like, hold on.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah. Because I ain't seen you in a minute, man. It's good to catch up and anything like that.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I'm going to do a quick commercial, man. I want you to just close it out, man, some words of positivity, and we're going to wrap it up. All right, so this episode is sponsored by the Embolden Institute. It's the only space that's sending out daily words of hope and affirmation. If you are looking for a daily message, some hope, affirmation, send me a text at 404-476-6780. That's 404-476-6780. Text me the word affirmation or affirmations if you got to add the S to everything, or text me the word hope if you want to get the daily message of just hope and just inspiration, or if you want to get both, just text me both words simultaneously, affirmation or hope. Heal. My bad, y'all. Text me the word heal, and we will get you on the list. CP, man, close this out, bro.
In the words of the great J. Cole, try before you die. Always wonder what if.
Yes, sir. That's another episode, y'all. We're out. Peace.